So as you know, in our household, we have some medically complex children. So I am preparing a bag in this video for 2 children with diabetes, a toddler who is 3 years old who is learning how to potty train, and my son Azariah who has trisomy 18, is on oxygen and has a G-tube. So this is the backpack that I am packing up to be ready for all of those situations and all of those people. So if you have a medically complex child, I hope this helps you out a little bit, or maybe it just gives a little glimpse into what it could look like or does look like if you might be pregnant with a baby that might be medically complex, that you can organize things and make them work for you. So I hope that this blesses you. Okay, this morning I am working on getting everything together for my bag, which is a bag for, it's like medical supplies for all of my children. So I'll just go through each thing and then I'll share with you how I'm going to pack this up. So let's start with like diabetes stuff. This is an emergency. You put it up their nose if they passed out because of a diabetic coma, like being too low. So you need to carry this. This is also an emergency, but this is more of a prolonged type emergency thing. And this is a shot, and this is only for my oldest daughter. And then right here, we just have a hand blood glucose monitor, which has the alcohol pads, the strips, the poker, and then the lancet, whatever you call it. And then the monitor here. So that's all together. Everything's in there. And then this is a blood ketones monitor, which has same type of thing as a blood glucose, but this just measures if they're over 300, then to check the ketones. So it has the lancets, I have alcohol pads in the back there, and then the monitor. So all of this stuff will go together as like diabetes type stuff. Over here for Mr. Azariah, we have, this is an emergency. If he went into a seizure and couldn't come out for 5 minutes, this is an emergency for him. Then we have, this is a remover wipe for his like pads on his face. It's just an adhesive remover. You can use the alcohol wipes as well. This just seems to work a little bit better. So we have this for his oximeter. And so this strip goes on and then you plug this into the machine. Well, so that we only get 4 of these a month, so they give you extra stickers. So you cut here, then you just overlay the sticker on top of that so that you could use it again. These are the stickers for his cheeks to hold his oxygen on. I have 2 sets of those. And then this is just the tubing that goes into his nose and connects to the oxygen tank. So we have all this here. I'm gonna put that in a bag together. Then I have an extra, this is G-tube supplies, so I have an extra bag for the G-tube. I have an extra, it's not really extra. I ordered more of these, so I'm waiting for them to come in, but this would be a backup extension that goes from his belly button over to the tube. Then we have 2 extra grips. This holds that tube in place. And then we have stuff for dressing, cleaning and dressing his tube. So I have just some regular Q-tips and some saline. That's what I wash it with. And then I use, depending on the amount of drainage, I either use half a Mepilex. I would like to use these all the time. That's what they want me to use all the time. But these are really expensive. These can be upwards of $5 a piece. And so I spoke with some people and they said, yeah, as long as he doesn't have a lot of drainage, these are the ones that they include with the insurance, these drainage sponges. So I would use this gauze one But if it seemed like it had an infection, a different tissue, then I could use these Mepilex. And then somebody lovely, one of you lovely people, actually donated a bunch of this tape to us. This stuff works wonders. This tape here is what comes with it, but it gets really, really sticky and it's hard to remove. So in the hospital, they use this tape here. And so I had been using this because they had asked actually for this to get used instead because he has such skin irritation. And somebody wonderful, thank you so much, donated a bag full of this to our house. They mailed it to our, yeah, just a blessing. Thank you so much. And then a pair of scissors because I need to cut the tape or cut other things. So just a pair of kitty scissors there. So that will go like this stuff. Oh, and then the Desitin I use around his G-tube site to keep moisture away. That seems to be working than the other cream that was given to us, and that's what other people were looking at. Yeah. So I just stopped for a minute. My daughter is looking for some gel glucose stuff, and she was asking because Walmart apparently doesn't carry it. So we will be getting that online and then putting it in the bag. I did add for now a juice box in with the glucose stuff. We usually carry a juice box anyway, just in regular stuff, but I'll just have that with the there. Normally in here I would have like a glucose like packet that you like squirt out and it has like glucose gel. That would be more efficient than the juice box, but for now it will be the juice box. Okay, so here is all the stuff to change his dressing here. Then down here, I just am gonna have the infant ibuprofen. This is just some saline water, and then I have all his, syringes here. He actually needs more of these syringes, but I can't, more of these syringes. They're 1 ml syringes, but I cannot afford to put more than one into my bag because I only have a couple left. So I did find some actually through a separate company on Amazon. Guys, if you know my drama, I ordered a bunch through a company and then I noticed that that company reimbursed me my complete money. So I'm like, oh, great. I probably got hacked by some like crazy company, but I don't even know. I don't know what happened, okay? But for a long time, I couldn't get any 1 mLs through Amazon. Since we've been home, I've been looking there because people say they get them on Amazon. I found a company that was selling on Amazon, just fluke thing. I was like, I'm gonna get 3 ml syringes versus the 1 ml. The difference is I'm dealing with, tiny things and tiny medications, and so let me see if I'm trying to show it to you guys. The increments on this are not as small. So for instance, one of his medications is 0.96. You really can't do 0.96. You can do just slightly lower than 1, or you can do 1. You can't do the small increments, but yeah, so I did order those. Hopefully that order won't get canceled. We shall see. I ordered 2 boxes just in case. But the 3 mLs, I can just do 1 if needed. Yeah. Anyhow, I have the doctor's office is trying to write. They're like, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but they're trying to write a larger prescription for him for that. So I also have, this is just a tape measure. We measure his head very frequently, and so if I needed to, I could have that there. And then Aquaphor, we use this on the back of his head. If he gets dry skin, we tend to put this on. I do have other stuff that I use at home, but if I'm out, I'll just use this. And then I have just this small thing of formula to mix with breast milk. So yeah, I usually bring a jug of water with us, and then I would just mix this, and then I'd add whatever breast milk I had with that. I normally bring extra bottles filled with like milk and formula together in a separate bag that has a cooler, but in a pickle, I like to be able to have that because then I can just pump and then add this to it to get him through. The other day we were adding him through it. Hey, look, there's breakfast still on the table from a 3-year-old who didn't remove her plate. How do I know that it's my 3-year-old that didn't remove her plate? Because the color of the plate. So I'm just going to pack these things up and then share with you how I'm going to store them. So my daughter actually had a couple, so I'm going to put one of these into with the diabetes thing. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I put all the diabetes things in here. And then over here I have his meds things, including his emergency med and syringes. And then we have oxygen supplies here and G-tube supplies here. When I get more feral bags, I will add a feral bag to the G-tube supplies here. So now that I have these things, I'm gonna worry about getting a couple personal care items for the kids. Okay, so then I put Azariah poops through everything. So there's 2 outfits and 2 diapers separate in here, and then 1 outfit and diaper in here. I will also have a package of wipes and diapers in there as well. I almost forgot one of my favorite tools. This right here, I'm going to take it out of here, and this is going to go in with the G-tube supplies. This helps open the tube for his G-tube if it gets stuck, which happens a lot actually. It like almost over tightens itself. Okay, so I have the back portion here almost packed up. I put all the medical stuff down on the bottom underneath this sweater, and then I put the sweater and diaper and wipes on top because I use diaper and wipes more than I would have a go-to of changing a dressing. So I'm just gonna slide the extra diaper and his clothes in the back here. And then I'm gonna do the front. I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's a back pocket here. I'm going to put my 3-year-old's extra diaper and clothes in that back pocket of that section. So it's a little bit separate and I could just grab it, and then the middle stuff is Azariah's stuff. And then in the front here, I'm putting that bag that has all the diabetes things. Okay, so other things that I might have is I might have a pacifier or a couple granola bars into these small pockets here. There's one on each side. And then I do have, I'll put a couple water bottles in the side. And then I do have in this, right here, I have enough room to throw a small oxygen tank. See how you can see it's kind of like this? So if we're going someplace that we might need backup oxygen, or I'm going to be backpacking him versus having him in the stroller, I would open this up and I would just chuck a oxygen in here, and then I'd zip it down to about here and then let the oxygen thing come out like that. And then I would be wearing that on my back, and then all his other supplies would go under the stroller. And or if I was carrying him, I would have this on my back, and then I would have the carrier on the front, and then I could hook his, he has like a flying squirrel. I could hook that onto here, so I could take this and hang it. I'll show you. I wasn't the one to put this away, but I will find that a screw actually goes through. So here my finger is there. A screw goes through that, and that hooks up his G-tube, and then the bag would go through here, so there's still a hook on the top. So if I had this attached up here like this, I could just have it hooked like that. And then he also has his feeding bag, and we could hook that to the same thing because this would be higher than his tummy. So I should be okay to have that on my back like that.
And then I'm gonna try to win. You gonna be on my team when I win?
I'm still pale.
No? But don't tell mommy why you're okay.
It's different.
Which one's your favorite one? Which one? Which one's your favorite?
It is so light. Oh.
What? Oh, you noticed Mom was videoing you? So you don't want to smile no more?
Raya. It's your move, and we've all laid down, so it's the last
I didn't think you would want the 9.
Azariah,
Let's see. You were correct. I want.
are you so happy?
Ooh, you got a wild.
You are
Well, I
happy,
picked this.
baby. Yeah.
This one's the same thing as me.
What are you thinking about?
He's thinking about chocolate.
Oh, where's your mama?
Hi, love.
Over here? Good job.
Oh, you gotta discard because Kaylee has to go in.
Azariah.
Yeah.
That means I only have 3 points.
Mom, someone's in
gosh.
back.
Can I give you Azariah?
Grayson, you shuffle this.
Yep. As soon as that the timer goes
Big
on.
strong neck. Yeah. Oh, so happy. Happy boy.
He might actually stay with me.
On me. Of course I'm happy.
Okay, that dimple. Boop, boop, boop.
Did you hear that, Mama?
Hi. You did it. You moved your head over. Good job. Nice work, strong neck.
He's like, yes.
Mama's proud of you.
Are we winning the card game, Azariah? I'll show you my hand in a
Are
minute.
we winning, Mama?
Are you on mine?